Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things fandom on this channel. We talk about it in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place, and we're so happy to have you here today. Now today also happens to be Terrifying Tuesday, where we talk about all things horror. But there's something else special about this Terrifying Tuesday, friends. It is the last Terrifying Tuesday before Father's Day, so for this episode, I thought we would take a look at 5 terrifying movies you could watch this Father's Day weekend. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so if you're like me and you're looking for these strange and offbeat things to watch on holidays, horror, sci-fi, those are two that really don't get a lot of love, no matter how you look at it. Sure, there are some movies that deal with fathers on these days, but they just don't get the publicity of, say, some Father's Day weekend movie that your father usually might watch with you or something like that. But if you're looking for that special something, and maybe your father is a horror fan, or maybe you're a horror fan and you have a kid and you're just like, hey, I want to watch something different this time around, then this video's for you, because these are 5 horror films that deal with fathers, and they are completely insane. They are very horrifying, and they are something different. And that's the key thing here. They are indeed different enough that you might enjoy them over watching all of the traditional stuff. Now, I have picked these movies out because these are all ones that I thoroughly enjoy. They're in no particular order, however, but each one of these movies gives something exciting to watch and something terrifying to watch this Father's Day. So if you want something different, these are for you. Alright, so coming in at number 1 is The Stepfather from 1987. This is a horror film directed by Joseph Ruben and starring Terry O'Quinn, who would later go on to play in Lost. It also stars Jill Schoelen and Shelley Hack. Now, in this, Terry O'Quinn plays a man that, having killed his original family, has changed his identity. But then as he continues to move on, his murderous tendencies have a way of coming back. This makes this movie incredibly creepy, and not to mention Terry O'Quinn is absolutely brilliant in the role. This movie spawned a couple sequels, and then not only did it spawn a couple of sequels, but it literally got a remake. But if you haven't seen this very original one, this is the one to watch. This Father's Day is definitely one of the creepier ones on this list, simply because Terry O'Quinn does such an amazing job. Coming in at number 2 is, of course, one of the most high-profile films imaginable, The Shining from 1980. Directed by Stanley Kubrick, this film stars Jack Nicholson as a dad who is the caretaker at this hotel. This hotel is haunted in a really horrible way that basically starts to turn him against his family. It is a really great film. Stephen King doesn't approve of this particular version, but it did have a remake that Stephen King liked a little more. That's because Stephen King was directly involved with the remake. But the thing of it is that this one has become so iconic that even when they adapted Dr. Sleep, which was a sequel to the Shining novel, this is the one that they used for the basis of those flashbacks and everything else that we get in the Dr. Sleep movie. If you haven't seen this one, or just haven't seen it for a long time, you know why this one is iconic, so go ahead and check it out. The only reason that Stephen King doesn't like this one is because he feels that Stanley Kubrick took too many liberties and it wasn't his book anymore. But that's another story for another video entirely. Let's move on to the next movie. The next movie is Clown, a 2014 horror film directed by Jon Watts. Now, this was his directorial debut, and it's produced by Mark Cappuccino, Eli Roth, and Cody Ryder. It's written by Watts and Christopher Ford, and it stars Eli Roth, Laura Allen, and Andy Powers. And this movie is about a real estate agent who wants to perform at his son's birthday party only to realize that the clown suit he is wearing has become cursed. Now, this is a really creepy little movie. It is a fun one. It is very different from things that you might be used to seeing. And for that reason, it is on this list, and I urge you to check this one out too. This one is far from being something that you might consider watching on Father's Day, but it has a father in it, and it is utterly terrifying. Coming in next is Train to Busan. Now, Train to Busan is a 2016 South Korean horror film directed by Yeon San-ho, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, and written by Park Joo-seok. Now, the film stars a bunch of Korean actors whose names I really don't want to butcher, so I'm going to leave that part out. But it focuses on a father who has to save his daughter, has to keep his daughter safe from this zombie apocalypse that breaks out while they're on the train going to Busan. And this is an insane little movie. It's so much fun, and you could do so much worse than to watch this one. If you have to find a dubbed version of it, if you can't handle the subtitles or just don't feel like reading all of the subtitles, I'm pretty sure there are dubbed versions streaming as well. But definitely check this movie out anyway. It is worth watching. Last, we have A Quiet Place from 2018. Now, The Quiet Place is a film directed by John Krasinski, who also stars in this movie with Emily Blunt. It is about a family that must fight against these aliens who hunt people by sound. So they have to stay quiet. These aliens are blind but hunt people down by sound. It is completely terrifying. There is a reason that this movie has had a couple sequels, and this movie continues to be a hit franchise. It's on this list because he protects his family in this movie, and it is still one of the most terrifying movies out there. So you could definitely do a lot worse than to watch this one. Now, that being said, these are the movies that are on my list for the most terrifying horror movies featuring fathers this year that you should watch. So you definitely want to watch these, and if I missed any or there are any that you think should have been on this list that I didn't add in, then by all means drop those in the comments, and if I haven't seen them, I will check them out. That being said, I want to hear from each and every one of you, so make sure you are leaving me those comments in the comment box below. Make sure you share this video with all of your friends so they can be a part of our conversation as well. If you like positive content, you want to let the algorithm know this, because it can't hurt, it can only help. Let them know you want to see more positive content in your feed by hitting that like button. And then, if you like our channel personally, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell right next to it. We have a lot of fandoms to talk about, and you don't want to miss a single one. I can't wait to talk about all of them with you, because at the end of the day, I know it and you know it, friends. Fandom is family.